This is the 2026 Land Rover Defender S. Is it worth every penny? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. We're at Land Rover of Shreveport and we're going to go over the details on this slightly refreshed version of the 2026 Land Rover Defender and tell you all about it. And one of the big changes here for 2026, there are some additional colors, including woolstone green. That's what we have right here. You can see it shining nicely in the bright Louisiana sunshine. I like how that Defender logo in gloss black stands out perfectly right there. We'll also see some new graphics with our headlight. As far as this area goes, you're still going to have your full LED lighting, LED turn signal indicators, LED daytime running lights, LED low and high beams, and then our LED fog lights will be located here on the bumper area. Also, the front and rear bumpers, a little bit of a change there for 2026 as well. As we work our way up to the upper grille, you're going to have a gloss black bar that goes across right here, our Land Rover logo. And then coming down, we'll find a matte finish in this area. I wish all of this were matte. The gloss looks really nice, but it does tend to show a little more damage than other finishes might, but that's the way that it is. Not necessarily a bad thing, but that's the situation. Another change we're going to have is what we have right here. This insert is going to have a new design to it, as you can see, compared to what we've seen in the past. New design, new finish, and then we'll work our way around. Now, there are some new wheel designs. This isn't it, but these are going to be the upgrade 20-inch wheels. Normally, you would have a smaller wheel than that, but that's going to be the situation here. All-wheel drive, so for those of you in low traction situations, several times throughout the year of snow and ice, whatever it may be, that's going to be beneficial to you. We're going to have our heated power adjustable side view mirrors with the turn signal indicators built in, blind spot monitoring. They're also power folding. We're going to have your passive entry button on your door handles right here, so that means you can come and push that button to lock and unlock the doors. Front and rear will let you do that. That's a good thing. We're going to have roof rails up top so you can get yourself some crossbars and increase your cargo space. That's going to be helpful on the road trips. And as we work our way back, something else that's going to be different will be the flush mounted tail lights. Not only are they flush mounted compared to what we've seen in the last few years, they also have a tinted finish, kind of a smoked finish, a little bit darker. And so that's going to be different as well. We also have our, well, slight changes to the bumper back here as well. One thing that I definitely like is the ease and convenience of accessing your spare tire. Now, it may be kind of heavy to get off of here, so you might need some help, but at least it's not underneath the rear of the vehicle. That is definitely a plus. Under the hood of this particular model is the 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, and we snapped the cover off so that you can see what is underneath this area. It's putting out 296 horsepower and 295 pounds-feet of torque. It's mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Top speed is 119 miles per hour. 0 to 60 is about 7.7 seconds. And we're going to make our way over here to the window sticker so that we can show you the MPGs, at least the potential MPGs. We're looking at 18 city, 22 highway, 20 combined, and 5 gallons of gas per every 100 miles driven. Your gas tank size comes in at 23.4 gallons. It has a fuel cap as opposed to capless fuel fill. Driving distance on a single tank of gas should be about 420 miles in the city and about 515 miles out on the highway, just like those MPGs on your window sticker. It's possible, not guaranteed. You might find you do better. You might find you're a little below. Towing capacity comes in at a max 7,716 pounds. Now, you don't have a power tailgate back here. You have to open that manually with that big spare tire on there. And when it comes to interior space, we're looking at a minimum 34 cubic feet up to 78.8 cubic feet. Now, I'm going to show you how that all looks in just a minute with everything folded down. There's a specific reason why I'm not doing that yet, but I want to show you something very important with that. Now, we're going to have our power outlet right here. You need to power something, so you're going to have that. You're going to have some cargo area lighting on each side back here. We also have our safari windows up there. Not as useful in a 2-row as they would be in a 3-row, but they are here if somebody wants to take advantage of those. And the buttons right here, I'm going to show you what those are real quick, show you where they are. that is for raising and lowering the rear of the vehicle. It is sitting on air suspension, so I'm going to let you see this actually happen. I'll let you see how high it is right now. It's all the way up, so I'm going to hold the button to lower it and let it come all the way down. It does take a few seconds, but it's not too bad as far as the time that it takes to lower it. You can take your finger off the button at any time you want to, whether you're raising or lowering, depending on where you want it to be set, and that can help with loading and offloading cargo. And there's a little more storage space right here in this area. We'll try and show you how deep that is. It's got a little bit of space in there, kind of narrow. And then what do we have right here? This is going to be something that will be interesting to see what people say about in the comment section. It's actually a reflective triangle in case you break down on the side of the road, or maybe you're helping someone change a tire. I'm not going to take it out of the plastic here, but you just unfold that, put it at the rear of the vehicle or someplace where people can see it, and their lights will reflect off of that at night. And now I can show you the trick I was talking about for lowering the seat backs and maximizing cargo space. So there's two things you need to do. Number one, we're going to come right here. You'll see the tab right there that you can pull on. That's going to bring this area up. Now both sides will do that. I'm just going to do it on this side, but everything does this right here. The next thing you need to do is push the button right there and lower the headrest, and then we release the seat and it goes down just like this. All three of these seats will do that. I like that. It's nice and convenient. So you have a fairly level load floor when it comes to your cargo space. Some vehicles have seats that sit up at an angle. That is not going to be the case here with the Defender. I like that. And we'll also have our panoramic sunroof up here. Gonna have the power shade that can be drawn back and forth, and the front portion will tilt and slide open. So I'm gonna hop on inside here. We're gonna have our rear air conditioning vents, and then a little bit of storage space underneath that. We'll also have the USB ports right here, and I'm going to reach up here and we're going to fold down the center armrest. There are your cup holders built in, and we're also going to have the ability to do one more thing here as far as creating a pass-through. If you need to do that, you can just fold this seat back for the middle seat down. When it comes to the door panel for your back doors, you're going to have the exposed screws like we'll have on the front and rear doors, a very large armrest. That works really well, and then the door bin down there is pretty large as well. You can put a large bottle in there or whatever else will fit. The sticker price is $73,596. Let's see what else you get for that price. Starting with the upper console, we're going to have the control for the power shade for the sunroof right here. If you want to open and close the sunroof, that's going to be done right here. Not a whole lot else to talk about here that you don't necessarily know about. As we work our way down to the area where the glove box is, first of all, you've got your oh crap handle right here in case somebody drops the hammer on 296 horsepower. And then we're going to have the storage space right here. I like that there's space there for a phone or whatever anybody wants. We're going to have a USB port right here. That's nice and convenient. And then obviously your glove box will be here, the typical glove box, nothing out of the ordinary, but it's here, so we might as well show you. Working our way over to the passenger side door panel over there. Again, those exposed screws that give it kind of a rugged look, we'll say. The nice large armrest and large door bin. We'll work our way over here to the driver's side. I'm going to grab the camera real quick, and we'll come over here and show you what's going on with the driver's side door. Seat memory on the driver's side and passenger side. So that's good to know. You saw that likely in the last scene. We're going to have controls for our power mirrors and our power windows. You can lock and unlock the windows right there if you need to do that. Your power parking brake is located way down here, but there's where it is if you want to take advantage of that. And we'll have the tilt and telescopically adjustable steering wheel. It is power adjustable via the control right over here on the right hand side of the steering wheel. Everything for your adaptive cruise control is here. If you want to use your heated steering wheel, you can turn that on and off right there. And then we have everything over here. Depending on what we want to do and what we want to see, we can go in and make several adjustments. You can see navigation and a few different things you can do as far as your settings go. We'll run through a couple of things just to show you what's here. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on it. We'll also see that you have your analog gauges, and all of this is ultimately digital, but it has the analog look. You know what's going on with your 8-speed transmission right there. And then you had the digital speedometer with traffic sign recognition. Everything over here for front and rear window wipers. And then we're also going to have the controls right here for our headlights and our fog lights. You can leave the headlights set on auto and you'll be good to go. That's a good thing. Now we're going to hand the camera back over here as we take a look at the now standard across all trim levels 13.1-inch Pivi Pro infotainment screen. You can wirelessly pair your smartphone. You're going to have navigation and all that good stuff is going to be here. You've got all of these great bits of information in case you're off-roading, which it is capable of some off-road experiences, maybe not like a Jeep or something like that, but it will do some off-roading. You can go right here into our info if we need to see that, and you can see when the front wheels turn right there. I like that that is live. That helps out, and you can see the different angles, the degree of the angles that you're driving on, depending on your situation. So a lot going on where that is concerned, and we can work our way on over and show you what else is here. Not a whole lot else to talk about as far as this is concerned, but just to show you a few little things that are here. Now I'm going to hit these squares right here, and that brings up all of our different icons. So you can see what all you have here for navigation. You do have Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. You can come in here and go to your cameras. If you want to do that, you have a bunch of different views where you can go all around your Defender and see everything that is going on as far as that goes, from the rear view, from the front view. We've got all of our different views here. You can literally see everything. And just to show you a little bit more of what is here, we're not going to go through everything, but just to show you what's on the screen. But I am going to go into reverse just so you can see what comes up when you do that. Going to have your views right there. Now the off-road view, I didn't show you that earlier. There's your off-road view, and then your towing view. You want to have that. And we'll go to the shifter next and show you what's going on here. This is the shifter. Some people like it, some people don't. It just depends on what your personal preference is. Everything for your air conditioning is here. Now you do have heated seats. We're going to push in on the dial right there. Only heated seats. If you go all the way over here, notice the blue right there. They are not ventilated. We push it again, the temperature comes back up. If you want to change the fan speed, we push right there and we can increase or decrease that. I do want to run back to the screen real quick and show you settings, because this is important. In fact, if you want to go to the dark theme, this is where you do it. So we're just going to select right there. That does make it look a little bit better, at least on video. We have audio right here. So if you want to adjust your treble, your bass, or your subwoofer, this is where you come to do it. We can come to all right here, and then there is everything that you need as far as all those different features and functions go. Your software update is also there if you need it. And we'll also find down here the knob for the radio. You can turn it on and off right there, adjust your temperature, you can change fan speed and all of that here, and you can turn the auto stop start off or on. I know everyone has their preferences on that, and that's the case. Now, here's something interesting. You have a nice little storage space right here. You also have the pass-through underneath, but here's what I like. When it comes to this area, guess what? It makes it a lot easier to gain access to your pass-through as far as just reaching down in here. Usually that isn't available in most vehicles. You also have a USB port. Over here is going to be another 12-volt power outlet, if I can keep that to stay open for me. And then we'll bring that back just like that. You can leave that wherever you want to. We're going to have our cup holders here, and the wireless charging pad is right there. And then we can open our center console and show you what's going on where that is concerned. There's actually a reasonable amount of depth in there. It may not be very deep as far as or have a lot of length to it, but the depth makes up for that. Quite a bit of space in there, and overall a very spacious vehicle. And one more thing, I paired my phone. I'm going to give you a quick sampling of the Meridian sound system. I hope that does it justice. It sounds great in person. Okay, let's drive the Defender for a minute or two. What is it like to drive? Well, it has a comfortable ride quality, which might be a surprise to some people with an off-road capable vehicle. It does have some body roll in it. That's just the way it's built. It has a little bit of an old school feel to it as far as kind of feeling that top heavy feel. Some people might really like that. I don't know. Everybody's got their preferences on that, but it does drive well. It does just fine. And even with this 4-cylinder engine under the hood, you might think, oh man, 296 horsepower is not going to get the job done. And everybody's going to have their preferences on that, on what they need or simply want. But if you're not that worried about it, you can spend a little bit less money and go with this 2-liter 4-cylinder. It gets down the road with absolutely no problem. And speaking of getting down the road with no problems, something else that's going to be easy with that, or helpful where that is concerned, is all-wheel drive. So whether you have a really steep driveway to your home in the mountains, or maybe you're dealing with a lot of snow and ice, well, guess what? That's going to help you out in a fairly decent turning radius considering the size of this Defender. The technology here is not difficult to learn and use. I like that. I showed you some of that earlier in the video on the center screen with your Pivi Pro infotainment screen. It's pretty simple to deal with. It may look like a lot if you've never had this kind of technology before, but ultimately I don't think it's difficult to work with. I learned it. I think you can learn it. And going back to driving, you have the cold climate package here, which is going to be the heated steering wheel and the high pressure washers for your headlights. So that's going to be here as well. The gas and the brake pedal are easy to manage, and I like that because you don't have to worry about trying to adjust to an overly aggressive brake pedal. So for me, that works. I think that will work for everybody. The steering wheel and the driver's seat being adjustable, there is no shortage of adjustability for everybody of any height, and plenty of room to work with. Somebody who is well in excess of 6 feet tall is going to have absolutely no problem fitting here into the driver's seat. Overall, a very enjoyable vehicle to drive. And there it is, the 2026 Land Rover Defender S. Is it worth every penny? Tell me what you think down in the comments section based on information presented in the video. I'm always curious to know. What do you think about this exterior color? Do you like it? There are others available that are new for 2026 beyond this. We'll show you that as they become available to us here at Land Rover of Shreveport. I would like to say a special thanks to our friends here at the dealership for loaning us this Defender for the day so we could tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give us the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. That's very helpful. We appreciate that. Make sure to subscribe and share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. And if you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I'll see you there.